Hi guys, welcome back for another video. I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. Just in the middle of filming, I casually got a package from Chegg. Not sponsored or anything. Does Chegg even sponsor anything? I doubt it. But yeah, thanks UPS guy. So honestly, I just turned on the camera and I have no idea what I want to film, so I am going to be completely spontaneous and just look at my little booklet of ideas and pick something out at random and just go with the flow. How about that? Okay, consulting the booklet now. So I just randomly decided to talk about how to get over a breakup. So let's do this thing. Given the previous disclaimer that this is a completely random video, please forgive the fact that this is not going to be super structured, but I hope it comes off as very natural and sincere because of that, which I think is more valuable than a very structured list of tips and advice, because at least you know that it's coming from the heart. I've only had one true boyfriend in my entire life. Going by like the typical definition of what a boyfriend is, I have had like a couple little flings here and there, but I've only had one true boyfriend, and he is my now fiance. So you can see that that worked out. Before Jacob is my fiance, before Jacob and I got engaged, we did date before and we did break up once. And I can tell you firsthand that that was not fun. And given the fact that we are now engaged, you can understand why it was so not fun. So when Jacob and I broke up the first time, I'm gonna be completely blunt and say that I was dumped. He broke up with me and it was very vague. It wasn't like a I'm breaking up with you kind of thing. There wasn't much closure, there wasn't much explanation. So I can tell you from personal experience that I have been through a very uncomfortable, depressing, and just really confusing breakup before. So I hope you guys can see that I'm being totally transparent with you, and this is all genuine advice. One of the hardest things for me getting broken up with was questioning what I did wrong. And I imagine that a lot of other people question that too. They think to themselves, why did they break up with me? Why don't they want to be with me? Did I do something wrong? Am I not good enough? Am I not pretty enough? Am I not funny enough? Am I not talented enough? Why aren't I enough? And thinking like that, you really start to beat yourself up and question everything about yourself. And it's very depressing, and it's hard to stop yourself from thinking that way, especially if you're like me and you didn't get any closure. So if that sounds like you, where you are just constantly thinking about it, constantly doubting yourself, wondering what went wrong, and you just can't stop thinking, one of the most important things that I can say to you is to occupy yourself. Find something to do. Don't sit in your room and just think about it and think about it and think about it. It's really hard to do this because if you're super close with that person and you did everything with that person and then suddenly you're not, it's going to be weird trying to figure out what you're supposed to do with yourself without that person. But one of the biggest tips I can give you is to just find things to do. And it'll be hard at first to find things that you enjoy because you just generally don't enjoy anything probably. But try and hang out with friends, go out with friends, do things to distract yourself, do things that are fun, that make you laugh, go see a movie, go bowling, go putt-putting, do something with your friends or your family. If you're with your family, you can have a family movie night, you can go shopping, go out to dinner. And if you can't be with anyone for whatever reason and you just have to be by yourself because no one's around or everyone's busy, do that by yourself. Try and watch movies, read books, do all the homework you can possibly imagine. Force yourself to do it. You get the gist. Just occupy your mind. Do not sit there and ruminate. Ruminating is something that will eat you up inside. Ruminating is when you just sit there and you think repetitively over and over again, and you just constantly sit there and overthink everything. So that isn't healthy when you're trying to heal. So yeah, just try and find things to do to occupy your mind so you're not sitting there thinking about it all the time. Another thing that I suggest you don't do is try and keep up with what your ex is up to or doing. Don't torture yourself by going on social media and seeing if they have a new girlfriend, if they're dating again, if they're hanging out with other people, if they're just smiling ear to ear in their pictures like it didn't affect them at all. Don't torture yourself. If you have to, unfriend them, whatever, unfollow them if you have to. Personally, I would suggest just staying off of social media in general. Try and distance yourself from social media, because social media is a place where everyone goes to talk about how perfect they want people to think that their life is. For example, Instagram. If you go on Instagram and you see all these pictures of people, even if it's not your ex, just people in general, and you see that they're all having a great time, going out with friends, living their lives, traveling, you're just gonna beat yourself up even more, and it's gonna make you feel like crap. So I suggest staying away from social media, and definitely don't keep up with what your ex is doing, because they could very well be just an asshole and they are off living their life like they're perfectly fine and didn't affect them at all, and they're perfectly happy, and that's just gonna make you feel worse. I hate to say that, but it's true, it happens. So just try and not keep up with everyone else. Just focus on you and the people that are closest to you, and stay away from social media. Now, if at some point you're ready to talk about it, you feel like venting, or you want advice, I suggest going to one of your closest friends, or if you're really close with your mom or your dad, talk to one of them. Or if you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to, you could always talk to a therapist. There's no shame in that. But if you feel that talking about it would help you, definitely do so. It can help you just to get everything out in the open, so it's not just sitting in there in your brain and in your heart, just eating you up inside. Get it out. Talk about it. It can really help you to digest what has happened. Something that I think really helped me was to try and better myself in every way I could possibly think of. When I felt like crap, I focused all my energy into bettering myself. I really worked hard in my schoolwork. I tried to make money at my job as much as I could to, beef up my bank account now that I had more time. If you are someone who is trying to exercise or lose weight or whatever, really hit it hard. Go to the gym all the time. Set goals and reach them. Work at them. Better yourself. Make yourself the best version of yourself that you can, and then you will make the other person wonder why the hell they let you go. Remind yourself that you are valuable, you are talented, you can do great things, and you don't need that other person to do those things. Now, this may not work for some people. It may just be a little bit depressing for some people, but if it doesn't work for you, obviously don't do it. However, I think something that might help if you are further along the healing process might be to consider the things that you didn't like about that person. Remind yourself that that person was not absolutely perfect, that they had their faults, they had things that didn't work for you, that you would prefer weren't there. Remind yourself that there could definitely be someone better out there for you. For example, if you were with someone and that person always made like these backhanded jokes about you and they always thought that they were funny or something and you hated that, well, now remind yourself, hey, I'm free of that and I don't have to deal with that anymore. Basically, this is just to remind you that that person is not flawless. They are not some saint that could do no wrong. Everyone has faults, and at least this way you won't feel like you're missing out so much. Last but not least, I would say that one of the most important things to consider is that getting over a breakup or a broken heart takes time. And I know it's so cliche and people will tell you that left and right and you're probably so sick of hearing it, but it really does take time. I can tell you from experience that as time went on, it started to like literally hurt less and less. And it's hard to hear that because you don't want it to take time, you just want to feel better now. But it really is true. And if you think about all of the things that have happened in your past, not just related to relationships, but anything that has ever hurt you in the past, does it hurt you as much now as it did then when it first happened? Probably not. So remind yourself that it does take time, and in the meantime, while you are going through the healing process, remember that it's okay to not feel okay, at least for the time being. Give yourself time to heal, and it's okay if you need to stay in on a Friday night watching a movie and eating ice cream. That's totally okay and probably good for you. You need to mend your own heart and remind yourself that it's okay. Everything's going to be okay, and you just need to know that time will heal your wounds. So if you've recently gone through a breakup or you have a broken heart, take it from me, there's nothing wrong with you. Some people just don't work together. Some people just aren't a good fit, and there's nothing wrong with that. You will find the person that you're looking for, and it'll be amazing. Don't beat yourself up. You are perfect. You are beautiful. You are smart and talented and funny and every bit good enough for whoever is going to love you. It is going to be okay. When Jacob and I broke up, I was so upset. I was so depressed. It wrecked my life for a few months, but crazy as it sounds, we got back together a few months later, and we have been together for almost 2 years since then, and now we are engaged. We are happily living together, and we are going to be married, so I can tell you that it does get better. However it works out, it will get better. Like I said, this video was not planned or structured at all. I hope it was helpful anyway. I'm sorry if you don't like the completely random spontaneous videos, but I was just feeling like talking about something from the heart today, and I hope you guys found it helpful. I hope if you're hurting that you do feel better. If you have any other tips to share about how to get over a breakup or how to mend a broken heart, leave them down in the comments below to help anyone else who watches this video. Like this video if you enjoyed it or found it helpful, and make sure to subscribe to my channel to be notified every time I put up something new. I upload new videos every single week, so be on the lookout for those. And until my next video, I will see you guys soon. Bye guys.